Alright, so I just harvested my early season potatoes, and I gotta say, these are really disappointing. All I had were these tiny little single stalks coming out of them, maybe two stalks like this one here, where one died back and the other one grew. But for the most part, they just did terrible. And I'm not really sure why just yet. From what I can tell, they made, decent size. Like this is a bit on the smaller side for a store-bought potato, but it's not like it's nothing. Right, like this one here, this is actually, a decent size. This one here is a decent size. But they just did so few, and the majority of them were just kind of mid to low size. And I'm just kind of sitting here scratching my head trying to figure it out. And these guys are a little bit of a later season. You can see there's still a bit more growth on them. Obviously, they don't look too hot. And these ones here had their fair share of problems, and I'm not exactly sure why. These ones look like it might have been... There was some insect damage on them. There's a little bit of fertilizer on this. I use a dry fertilizer, but none of the spots with the fertilizer on it are burned. It's other spots on here. So I don't know if I'm just not reading enough into that or reading too much into that. But they definitely look like they were having some issues with something. Some of them have a little bit of insect damage on them, but I've never seen any bugs on them, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint what insects were killing them. So I'm kind of left at a loss trying to figure out what was going on. I was doing an experiment, right? So it's not the end of the world that I didn't get anything. Most of what I've been doing is for the last couple years, and for the next few is mostly just going to be experiments to see what works, and obviously this didn't. Is I put them on top of the soil and then covered them in wood chips, and most of this stuff on top doesn't look too amazing, but it's stuff that's been composting since last year, and when you look down below it, it actually looks like it's in pretty decent condition for growing. It's not like it's going to be sapping nitrogen out of the plants themselves, but they just didn't really grow that strong of a root system for this stuff down here was definitely getting into the soil, but it just didn't really expand, didn't really spread all that much. There's a potential. The two things that I can only think of is three. Let's just kind of run them off the top of my head. One is I'm gonna try next time putting them actually in the soil so that they have a lot more contact with the soil. Maybe it'll kind of get them growing a little bit better. The second is watering more. I didn't water these too much, and from digging down into these wood chips, it didn't really seem like I needed to. But then again, there's so many different things that I'm not aware of that they might have been having issues with because they weren't getting enough just direct water. I don't know. And then the third one is they're just having issues with the wood chips sucking up nutrients. So in that case, either fertilizer or maybe some compost in the ground with them when I plant them before I bury the wood chips, or just abandon the wood chips altogether. And I don't necessarily want to immediately just abandon the wood chips because the indeterminate varieties that I grow do great in this type of soil. And I'll just do a quick walk over to those, which I have over here. First I'll show you, so this is the old section that I did them in. This is all the same wood chips that I grew them in. I've got, looks like 3 there, and this guy here that all showed up on their own. I haven't watered them at all. They're doing great, healthy. There's very minor insect damage on some of the leaves. I've got tons of flowers popping up here. Doing great, doing healthy, no issues at all. These ones here also doing great. A little bit of, looks like sun damage there. Maybe a tiny, tiny bit of insect damage. Looks like, what is that actually? It looks like insect poop. I'm not quite sure what that would be from, but otherwise they're doing great. We got flowers up here, and this is not a variety that's going to produce berries, so I'm not necessarily concerned about energy getting sapped at all. They're doing great. And they did great last year in the soil, exact same situation. I just placed them on the ground and then buried them, which kind of makes me wonder, okay, is the varieties just not good at growing in that way? Or is there something unique about this other side of the yard that is causing issues? So there it is. You know, very, very poor yield. I barely got double what I put in the ground. Because I put, the bags came 5 potatoes a piece. Sorry if you guys can't quite see it over here from the sunlight. I can't even see my camera screen from the sunlight. But I put 5 in the ground. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, and there's like a super tiny red Norland over there as well. I'm not even going to bother grabbing, but basically 10, basically double, barely double. Same thing here was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, and half of them aren't even big enough to be worth eating. So it's kind of just a real head scratcher. I'm gonna water these ones in a good bit more. These are supposed to be a mid-season. So it was 2 rows early, 1 mid-season, and then my late season that's on the other side. I'm going to give these guys a good deal more fertilizer. I'm going to water it in really good. I'm going to try to probably give them some more water over the course, especially the summer, since we're in the dry season now. But I don't really know what else to do. Give me your guys' thoughts if you have any ideas as to what might have gone wrong with these, or something I can do to improve. This one here's got a little bit of green on it. I think there's another one over here that, yeah, this one's a little green, so definitely not eating that one. That'll be for planting next time around. But let me know what you guys think.